Sharvil Shridhar, and this is my journey on the AutoGraph. I started my professional journey about 15 years back, and the way we are shaping up as one of the leading developers of the city, that's something which we are very proud of, and we transpire to become leaders of the state and probably go pan-India soon.
મારો પહેલો ઇન્સિડન્સ તમને જણાવું છું કે કેવી રીતે હું રિયલ એસ્ટેટમાં આવ્યો. કોઈકને જમીન ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયાલિસ્ટ હતા જેને જમીન ખરીદી હતી, એને લોકેશન સિલેક્ટ કર્યું હતું, પણ એ ખરીદી નહોતા શકતા. જમીન એગ્રીકલ્ચર સ્ટેટસમાં હતી. મેં આ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટીઝ એ વખતે સિલેક્ટ કરી. મેં મારી પાસે જે કંઈ પણ ફંડ હતું એ ફંડમાંથી મેં જગ્યા ખરીદી, અને મને ખબર હતી કે આ બાયર મારી પાસે રેડી છે. અમે ફાર્મરના છોકરા હતા, એટલે એગ્રીકલ્ચરલિસ્ટ હતો, એટલે મેં મારી કારકિર્દીની પહેલી જમીન એગ્રીકલ્ચરમાં એ લોટ મેં પરચેસ કર્યો. એને વેલ્યુ એડેડ મેં બનાવી, એમાં પ્લાન પાસ કરાવ્યા, એને ચારે બાજુ સરાઉન્ડિંગ બોલ કરી, એટલે એ જગ્યા એટ્રેક્ટિવ થઈ ગઈ અને વેલ્યુ એડેડ થઈ ગઈ. અને જે બાયરને લેવાની હતી એ જ બાયરને મેં એ જ જગ્યા લેવી હતી, એટલે તરત જ મારી સાથે એમને સોદો કર્યો, અને મને પહેલા જ સોદાની અંદર મને 50% વધારાનો પ્રોફિટ મળ્યો. વિધિન 6 મંથ્સની વાત કરું છું, એટલે 6 મહિનાની અંદર. એ મને એટલું બધું એટ્રેક્ટ કરી ગયું મને રિયલ એસ્ટેટમાં, કે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં આટલા બધા કોમ્પ્લાયન્સ, અને અહીંયા વિધાઉટ કોમ્પ્લાયન્સ, અહીંયા જમીનની લાઈનમાં બીજા કોઈ બીજા કોઈ હર્ડલ્સ નથી. ઇઝીલી તમે ખરીદી શકો છો, વેચી શકો છો. એટલે મેં આ લાઈન સિલેક્ટ કરી અને ધીરે ધીરે ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીને મેં બંધ કરી, અને રિયલ એસ્ટેટ લાઈનમાં 1990માં હું આ પહેલા સોદાથી હું એન્ટર થયો. એ શ્રીધરની શરૂઆત લેન્ડ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ એન્ડ ટ્રેડિંગથી સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ. 1990થી એની જર્ની સ્ટાર્ટ થઈ, 1990થી 2008 સુધી. અને એ દરમિયાન માત્ર ખાલી લેન્ડ ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ એન્ડ ટ્રેડિંગ એ મારો મેઇન પર્પઝ અને મેઇન બિઝનેસ હતો, અને એ શ્રીધરની સ્ટાર્ટ એ રીતે થયેલું હતું. 2008ની અંદર મારો સન યુએસથી રિટર્ન આવ્યો કે મારે અહીંયા કન્સ્ટ્રક્શન સ્ટાર્ટ કરવું છે. એના માટે સૌથી પહેલો એસજી હાઈવે ઉપર એક પ્લોટ મેં લઈ રાખેલો હતો. એ પ્લોટની અંદર એને કામ સ્ટાર્ટ કરવા માટેની ઈચ્છા બતાવી. એનો અને મારો પોતાનો અનુભવ ન હોવાના કારણે એ પ્રોજેક્ટ મેં કોઈ પાર્ટનરશિપમાં કરવાનો વિચાર્યો, અને એના માટે મેં અમદાવાદનો સારામાં સારો મારો મિત્ર હતો, એની સાથે ઇસ્કોન સાથે મેં એ પાર્ટનરશિપમાં બિઝનેસ કરવાનું વિચાર્યું, જેના અંડરમાં શર્વિલ ટ્રેન થાય. ટોટલ પ્રોજેક્ટ શર્વિલ મારા સને સંભાળ્યો, અને ઇસ્કોન એલિગન્સ એનું નામ આપ્યું, અને એ મારા સનનો સૌથી ફર્સ્ટ પ્રોજેક્ટ, કોમર્શિયલ પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો, અને મોસ્ટ સક્સેસફુલ પ્રોજેક્ટ હતો. અને ઇસ્કોન એલિગન્સની શરૂઆત થયા પછીથી ઘણા બધા ફ્લેટ્સ અમે લોકો એફોર્ડેબલ સેક્ટરની અંદર કાવેરી સિરીઝના નામે અમે મૂકવાનું સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યું. અમે વેસ્ટર્ન સાઇડમાં જ અમે લોકોએ મેજોરિટી કામ કરેલું છે. વૈષ્ણોદેવીથી લઈને શાંતિપુરા ચોકડી સુધીમાં જે કહીએ એ વેસ્ટર્ન પાર્ટ છે. એસપી રિંગ રોડ, એસજી હાઈવે અને એસપી રિંગ રોડથી ઉપરના પાર્ટની અંદર જ અમારી મેજોરિટી બધી સ્કીમો આવેલી. મારું જમીનોનું ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટમાં થલતેજ, સિલજ અને એની ઉપરનો પાર્ટ અને વૈષ્ણોદેવી સુધી મારું ઇન્વેસ્ટમેન્ટ હોવાથી મેજોરિટી અમારા પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ આ એરિયામાં જ હતા. અમે બંગલોસની સ્કીમ, વેનેશિયન વિલા, વૈકુટ વિલા, આ બધી અમારી બંગલોસની સ્કીમ હતી. આ સિવાય અમારી બીજી એક સિરીઝ જે કહેવાય, જે લક્ઝરી સેક્ટર્સ કહેવાય, અનંતારા એનું નામ આપ્યું. અનંતારા આલ્પાઇન, અનંતારા ઇમ્પિરિયલ. આ સિવાય અમારું મેજર કામ અત્યારે વીકેન્ડ હોમ્સ અને પ્લોટિંગ સ્કીમમાં અમારી ખાસી એવી ગ્રીપ છે. એમાં અમદાવાદમાં અને એની આજુબાજુમાં અત્યારે જે સારામાં સારો એરિયા છે, જે કર્ણાવતી ન્યૂ કર્ણાવતી ક્લબ આવી રહી છે, ત્યાં કલરવ નેસ્ટ કરીને અમારો એક વીકેન્ડ હોમ્સનો પ્રોજેક્ટ ચાલી રહ્યો છે. એ બહુ જ સારા કન્સેપ્ટ સાથે, બાલી કન્સેપ્ટ સાથેનો બની રહ્યો છે, અને એનો લુક બહુ સરસ છે. એ સિવાય અમારી બીજી છે કલરવ સિઝન્સ કરીને છે. ને બધી જ અમારી જેટલી પ્લોટિંગ સ્કીમો અને વીકેન્ડ હોમ્સની સ્કીમો આવેલી છે, એ બધી સ્કીમો અમારી કલરવના નામથી ફેમસ છે. કલરવ નેસ્ટ, કલરવ સિઝન્સ, કલરવ ફાર્મ, કલરવ ટ્રેલ, કલરવ ટ્રેઝર અને કલરવ આલ્પાઇન. આ 6 સ્કીમો અત્યારે અમારી કલરવના નામથી ઓલરેડી છે અને ચાલી રહી છે. આમ જોવા જોઈએ તો દરેક સેક્ટરમાં અમે લોકોએ કામ કરેલું છે. એફોર્ડેબલ સેક્ટરમાં, હાઈ એન્ડ લક્ઝરી સેક્ટરમાં, બંગલોઝમાં, કોમર્શિયલમાં કામ કરેલું છે. હવે અમારો નેક્સ્ટ પ્રોજેક્ટ આવી રહ્યો છે, ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીયલ પ્લોટિંગનો આવી રહ્યો છે. એસજી હાઈવે ઉપર અમે નવા કોમર્શિયલ સાથે એક આવી રહ્યા છે. આંબલી રોડ ઉપર અમે એક બહુ જ હાઈ એન્ડ ફ્લેટ્સની સ્કીમ સાથે અમે આવી રહ્યા છે. આ અમારી જર્ની જ્યારે 2008માં સ્ટાર્ટ કરી હતી અને અત્યારે 2025 સુધીમાં અમે ઘણા બધા પ્રોજેક્ટ્સ મૂક્યા છે. એમાં કન્સ્ટ્રક્શનની અંદર અને ડિઝાઇનિંગ પાર્ટમાં શર્વિલ મારા સનનો મેજર રોલ છે અને લેન્ડ પાર્ટ સિલેક્શન કરવું, એરિયા સિલેક્ટ કરવો એમાં મારો મેજર રોલ છે. અમે બંને આ એ શ્રીધરની સ્થાપના કરી અને આજની તારીખમાં એને આ સ્ટેજ ઉપર લઈ ગયા છે. એ શ્રીધરમાં હું અને મારો સન બંને જણા આ બિઝનેસ સંભાળી રહ્યા છે. 1990થી મારી આ જે જર્ની સ્ટાર્ટ કરી, જે એથિકલ પ્રેક્ટિસ, કમિટેડ, વર્કની બાબતમાં હાર્ડ વર્કિંગ, આ બધા જ મારા જે એથિક્સ હતા મારા સનમાં, શર્વિલમાં, બિઝનેસમાં એના રિફ્લેક્ટ થયા અને એ બધા એ ફોલો કરે છે. એ સિવાય શર્વિલમાં સોબર એટલે શાંત સ્વભાવ, જે કંઈ પણ કહે એ મિનિંગફુલ બોલવું એ એના સ્વભાવની વસ્તુ છે. અમારા બંનેમાં ઘણી સામ્યતાઓ છે. એ પણ સ્પોર્ટ્સમાં બહુ એને ગમે છે, મને પણ સ્પોર્ટ્સ બહુ ગમે છે. હું મારા દરેક એચિવમેન્ટ સાથે મારી એક કાર હું નવી લેતો હોઈશ, એને પણ કારનો એટલો બધો શોખ છે. અને મિત્રો બનાવવા, એના સ્પોર્ટ્સ, બીજી બધી અધર એક્ટિવિટીઝમાં પાર્ટ લેવો એ પણ એના મારા જેવા જ શોખ છે. એટલે નોટ ઇન બિઝનેસ, ફેમિલીની અંદર ફેમિલી વેલ્યુમાં પણ એ એટલો જ ઇન્વોલ્વ હોય છે. અમારા ફેમિલીના જે સંસ્કાર અને એ આજની તારીખમાં બહુ સારી રીતે રન કરી રહ્યો છે અને એ પ્રેક્ટિસના કારણે આજે એ શ્રીધર આ સ્ટેટસ ઉપર પહોંચેલું છે.
So I've studied in Ahmedabad at the St. Xavier's Loyola School, and I think the best part of the school was that it was a very sports-centric school. And I think, sports has taught us more than books have. After that, I did my college from Arizona State University, and I did my undergraduate there in construction engineering. And I think there was something fascinating about how land is transformed into something so valuable. And that's how I had created 3 options for myself. I had written, I think, post my 12th standard, what I would like to become. But the kind of results I got, then I decided to go for construction engineering. I thought probably, so one of the options was becoming a doctor. But then I realized that would require a lot of studying. And I took it as a easier option. But I think this was luckily my passion as well. And I'm glad and fortunate enough that I could follow my passion. So I did my undergraduate. I went to Arizona State University, did my construction engineering, had the best time there because I think the best way they could teach us was through practical sites and a lot of on-site knowledge, real experiences rather than focusing on bookish knowledge. And that totally changed my approach towards education and learning things. I came back and did my master's from CEPT, which is one of the most leading universities, and they have a similar approach, and I really enjoyed studying my master's as well because that gave me an opportunity to also start learning the local industry. When I studied there, I took an experience of a year in United States working for an engineering firm. But then the way construction industry is approached in US is very different from how it is approached in India. Although things are changing at great pace in India, but in terms of technology, in terms of the processes, in terms of the organization skills required, and a lot of other things. So that gave me an opportunity while studying in India to explore how Ahmedabad real estate works. And then we launched our first project. So that was my first learning curve with a leading developer. And I was a silent observer during that project. I was very glad I could learn so much from my first project itself. The second project was a high-end residential bungalow project. And that also was done in partnership and learned great amount of things from those 2 projects. So I'm always thankful to my first partners who will always stay as my gurus for this industry. And after that started my professional journey. So I think going abroad for my studies, I think that exposure, that confidence that it gave me, I was very shy as a person, but it opened me up and it made me a good public speaker. It made me a good communicator. It made me a very good leader. I also got an opportunity in US to lead the Indian Students Organization. I was the youngest leader there. So I got a great opportunity, got me a lot of nationalism, lot of nation pride when I started, my journey as a student abroad, which probably if I would have stayed here, I'm not sure I would have got it to the extent that I have. So I think that probably was one of the best decisions. Although it was very tough on me because I was a single child, I was very pampered, and I had all the comforts in the house, and I had to step out of that comfort zone and go through the hardships of studying abroad, so far from your parents, so far from all the comforts of the house. But I think that is what groomed me into a better person and a better leader. So most of the people see me as a very serious guy, but I'm actually a very fun-loving and happy-go-lucky person, which probably that's the side which only my friends know. Usually I'm dealing with people, I'm more of a serious character rather than a funny character. I think I'm very obsessed with my fitness. So I used to be 100 plus kgs before, and when I came back from US, I remember I felt like I had missed out on so much of food, and I used to eat like almost 6 or 7 meals in a day, and I remember I kept gaining weight, and from that 100 plus kg I came down to 70 in a matter of say about 12 to 15 months with a very rigorous disciplined fitness. So I think from the age of around 25 or 26, I have always disciplined myself in terms of playing a sport, doing my regular gym, having a very good meal plan. It is the diet is always very balanced, and I've always kept a discipline on myself. And it really helped me as a person to become even more confident. Your personality becomes even better. You can carry yourself even more stronger. So I think I'm glad that I could take that route and I could achieve it. Basically, I love and enjoy any sport. And most of my friends are into sports because of the education that I talked about. So I think we have had our hand at almost every other sport. And I've played squash, I've played tennis, I've played badminton. I think you name it, I've been playing pickleball, paddleball. So any kind of sport excites me. So we have changed our orbit as an organization. We started with a very small organization, a team of only about 4 or 5 people. We used to do one project at a time. From there we started doing 2 or 3 projects at a time. And today we have close to 18 projects running at a time. So now we have changed our orbit into a very big organization. However, real estate industry in the city is very, very unorganized. This industry is not considered as a very organized sector. And I think that is where I am really working hard on to have very good SOPs, very good management system, a good process-driven company. So those are the kind of visions that we are working on. I think success is a byproduct. We want to keep working on the right process, and I'm very sure that success will keep coming. So I think the biggest struggle was when I came back from US to India, and I think US has a very settled and organized market rather than what I saw in the city. That was the biggest shocker, and to get adjusted into that routine was very difficult for me. But still, I think when you compare this with how organized abroad sectors are, particularly when dealing with governments and particularly when dealing with the unorganized labor sector in the industry, those were the biggest challenges. And the first project itself, when I started off, I remember there was a financial crisis, the US bank financial crisis that happened, and all the markets crashed. But I started with the difficult phase of my career, and I think that kind of trained me and shaped me, that how my partners or how the gurus that I now call them, how they dealt with that situation, how patient they were, how they were handling the financial segment during those times, how they were balancing between the sales and the construction. So those were the kind of things which I came to learn through. And I think those were the struggles, happy struggles I would say now. But the first project that I did, that was in Shilaj, that was on my own. And I remember we had a launch event. We had a good campaign that we had done for that project. And there was one more marketing executive. We were the only 2 guys who were leading the marketing. and the sales part. And obviously, wherever I needed, my father used to support me. But that first project, by 12:30 p.m., we had sold almost 60% of our inventory. And by evening 4:30, we had sold 90% of our inventory. So I think that was the biggest achievement that I felt. The product that we had designed and the way market accepted us and the kind of confidence people put into us, almost 90% sold out project in just a few hours, that too my first launch. I think that was the biggest success, and I can never forget that accomplishment. I would want my work to stand as an example or as an ideal developer for the city and for the state. And I'm really trying to not compete with anybody else, but only with myself. And every year we try to introspect ourselves, we improvise and work on our team. But I'm never satisfied with what I've been doing, and that is what keeps me going. And I think that's what keeps pushing me towards a change. And today probably we are one of the only organization who is present in all the sectors. So starting from affordable, mid-segment, upper mid-segment, luxury, bungalows, plotting, weekend homes, commercial, mid-segment commercial and luxury commercial. And now we are coming up with another interesting product which is dedicated to the medical industry. So we are thinking of something like a co-working hospital. So it's a very new concept. So we keep coming up with innovation, with new ideas, and I think that not only excites me but also my team. So I think it sounds little unbelievable, but I was so lucky in US when I just finished my education. I somehow, because I had the presidentship of Indian Students Organization, I used to meet a lot of people from the Indian community. And I came across a very settled Indian person in Arizona, Phoenix, who had a car dealership. And he used to have an amazing car collection. So US has a very good second-hand car market, but good luxury collection of car markets. And I just asked uncle, the uncle that I met, I mean, he was pretty senior. So I asked him a favor that if I could lease a car rather than buying a car and change it every month, and I would pay whatever amount he would ask for. And I don't know what kind of, it made him laugh, but then he's like, nobody has ever come up with such an absurd idea. But anyways, if the car is going to stay at my warehouse, so he said, if I have a prospective buyer, I will ask you to come bring the car back, and every month you can change the car and you want to drive whatever car you want to drive. I think I did that for almost 15 months and that kind of got me into cars. And when I came back to India, I remember BMW had launched the first sports car in India, and it was called the M3, and it was a nice hardtop convertible car, and it used to make a great sound. And he was very scared with me driving fast, or with expecting that I would be driving the same way I would used to drive in US, because their speeds are high because of the good roads and the kind of infrastructure they have. And here it becomes risky, but still I was able to convince my dad, and I got my first sports car. So in the 15 months I got to drive a sports car, an SUV, a nice sedan. So I've driven from all the American brands to German brands. I also got a chance to drive one Bentley. It was a Bentley coupe. Had an amazing Lexus convertible which I really enjoyed driving. So I think that's what got me into the passion of cars. Otherwise probably I would never have been so fascinated by the car. I always used to drive the car which my dad stopped driving. But the first buy that I actually bought the car and started driving, that the BMW M3 was my first car. So I think it was at the age of close to around 23 years old, yeah.
23 at MD.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, very lucky to have that. So I called a couple of my childhood friends, and I called two of them, but then I realized it's a coupe. Just the sound of the engine while you push the accelerator, I think it all drove us crazy. And I think that's where the passion started developing. And obviously then my requirement for cars kept on changing. From a sports car I went to a sedan, from sedan to an SUV, from SUV to a SUV which could also go off-road because of requirements of my projects. A lot of these projects were remote places. So that's how I think the taste of my car kept on evolving. Yeah, right now I'm driving a nice Range Rover which I really enjoy. My dad is a big Mercedes fan, so I think all my life I've always seen him driving Mercedes since the days we could afford it. But I have always liked exploring all the brands, from Volvos to BMWs to Audis to Range Rovers. So I think I remember I got into an SUV, which was it suited my work. I would put it that way. And after that, I also drove a Audi Q8 for a while, and I think then I got my hands on the Range Rover. And since then, I've never felt like changing the car. So it's been 6 years. I usually change the car every 4 years, but somehow I've never felt like changing this car. I don't know. So this is my 6th year running into this car, and I still haven't found the next best fit. Yes, we got the BMW iX, which was originally planned for me, but then my wife took it over, and I also love driving the EVs. So my morning routine, whenever I go for my badminton or gym, I usually drive the electric vehicles, and I really enjoy driving electric vehicles because of their nice smooth pickups and just the fluidic feel of the drive. So yeah, otherwise for my routine work, I always prefer my Range Rover. So we have the iX, and then we recently got the Hyundai car also, the electric Hyundai. And I think my kids really like the electric cars as well. So right now the kids usually use that car for their drop-in drop-off to school, or for the tuitions or the classes. And my daughter still also loves the Range Rover, and so does my wife. She also, I mean, everybody has an eye for this car. So yeah, this is our family's favorite car, I would put it that way. So I love driving, but then my work schedule took up on me, and that's when I started getting into chauffeur-driven cars. Yeah, so I just got my chauffeur about 3 years back. Otherwise, I always used to drive on my own. So I would love to listen to music, but unfortunately, my phone keeps on ringing, and most of the time I'm on call while driving. So unfortunately, I'm not able to listen to music. And I think EV has great futuristic interiors also. But now, good cars are coming which have good minimalistic interiors with, and still they are not EVs, but like the Mercedes Range Rover has a great lineup of cars that are coming. BMW is very futuristic and modern and youthful. I think now it has become a passion for my kids as well, and for my wife as well. So I think it has now become a family topic of which car to get. So I think all the glamour, all the nice cars, all the nice things that we have talked about and seen, that all comes with a lot of hard work, and there is no substitute to hard work. Luck plays a factor, there is no doubt in it, but I think it is hard work where luck kind of gets attracted. So I think my mantra would be that there is no substitute to hard work, and just keep working hard and be ready for change. Accept the change, because change is constant.